Hey everybody, this is Tyler Dockery, and I'm going to have to redo day 3 because apparently at some point I turned on muting but then turned it off just to ask everybody to please be quiet. So that's a straight up failure. So I'm going to redo that video. Again, this is going to be a replacement for day 3, so I guess I really should watch these more. Today we're going to be covering a wealth of different topics from the sheet. You can find the link in the doobly-doo below. So one of the first questions are, tell us about any regrets that you have. And a lot of people tell me that they don't have any regrets. I don't know what that would possibly ever be like. I have so many regrets, I can't even begin to get started. So I'm going to skip that question entirely. If I had the opportunity to do it over again, would I make changes? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm super happy with the result that I have. But if there's anybody out there that is 100% super happy with their life, would never make any changes, I would be really worried that that person is probably lying to themselves. There's a lot of heartbreak and reality and false moves and false starts out there. I think I've learned a lot along the way, but yeah, regrets, you better believe it. Okay. So what goals do I have for the next few months? Here in the next few months, I really want to get comfortable looking at the camera and thinking that there is a person I can connect with there. I've mentioned in the past that I need to bring in some of my tools. I've been told I need to pretend that there's a tiny little person behind that lens and that I can see them and talk to them, but that's crazy talk. But maybe I'll get used to that sometime in the future. So over the next couple of months, I do want to get more comfortable talking to the camera. I do want to find myself in a spot where things don't seem as awkward, and that I can feel more like this is a viable way to do what I need to do, so that my students don't feel like they're paying for an education that they're not getting. That really seems like a bit of a waste. So between now and let's just say December, I'd like to make some really strong moves. In the short term, I have a 3D printer. I'd like to use it some more. I've always wanted to make a Halloween set of smaller ornaments. I have a ton of those, and I've never had an opportunity to print them out. Really like to make that work. I'm in North Carolina, so when the summer comes around, prime time for 3D printing, it rains most of the time, or it's 100 and some degrees outside, so it makes things a little awkward, but I would like to do that a little bit more. I would like to continue to try and lose weight. Doesn't everybody? What goals do I have by the end of the year? By the end of the year, I would like to be comfortable enough in this system that as I make classes for a student curriculum that is not coming to see teachers, not stepping into a classroom, I'd like to see grades becoming more student focused. And what does that mean? When a student turns in a project for me, they will typically get somewhere between a half and 4 written pages of declarations about their work, what they've done well and why, where mistakes have been made, why they're mistakes, how to fix them specifically, what to look for in the future, what art directors are looking for, what hiring managers are looking for. And some students don't like that. They would rather just get a number and move on. Many students find that they have high anxiety about looking at the grade book at all. And so I would like to find myself in a spot where I can give students a number, let them know if they would like to know more about their grade specifically, they should have a video meeting with me, and that will cut down on the amount of time and trouble that I have grading lots of people, but will of course open the door to lots of longer one-on-one meetings. I don't like that idea. I'd rather everybody had everything in person, but there you go. Before the end of the year, I would also like to try to find myself in a spot where I'm a little more comfortable inside my skin. I'm not. As you can see back here, I play Dungeons and Dragons, role-playing games, video games, because I'm not comfortable who I am. I'm not comfortable in my skin. I'm not always comfortable about the decisions that I've made, and I feel like I'm in a position where there's not a lot of control in my life, and things like that allow me to have a little bit more control. I'd like to feel a little more comfortable. As I come upon 25 years being married, I would like to hope that by the end of the year I have a plan on what our anniversary is going to be. That would be lovely. What do we need to be the best version of ourselves? For me, it is usually having a goal, something that I can shoot for. The ideas that I am starting to become more excited about are not finding a way to elbow my way a little higher up the company ladder. It's not so much about trying to take every single opportunity that comes along as much as it is getting ready for retirement, being ready to do the things that I want to do, being able to do the freelance work for the clients that I want to do. And that's not always easy. I feel like for someone like me, if I don't strike while the iron is red hot, I'm going to lose an opportunity. If I don't make moves, I will fail. If I don't push myself along the road to success, I won't get there. But I have a very draconian and unceasing mind. My mind is at play all the time. It has its disadvantages. So to be the best version of myself, I would really like to have a series of goals that are doable. And usually my goals are so far down the road and so out of whack that they cannot be done. And that has some real problems. So to be the best version of myself, again, just being more comfortable with who I am, having an idea of where I'm going. I tell my students all the time, where are you now? Where are you trying to go to? What is it going to take to get you there? What do you need to know to make that work? But I don't always do those steps for myself. I'd really like to do that a little bit more. What have I tried before but I haven't completed? Lots of things. Calculus, pre-calculus, being able to do programmatic code. So for instance, for me, when I have taught courses in PHP, if I do not have access to the original student files, when I look at their final output, it is like looking at a pizza and trying to determine what is the manufacturer of the cheese. I can't see the wrapper, I can't see the label, I can only see what's been baked into the final product, and if it fails right out the gate, unfortunately I just don't understand. So there are some things that I have not been able to figure out. I haven't been really good at getting the mastery with Unreal that I would like to have. I don't have a great method for moving from idea to white box in Unity. I can move from idea to asset created, but not being able to do that. Those things are really important to me. There are many things that I have tried in the past that I have not been able to succeed with, and so some of those you just have to give up on, and it's okay. You don't have to be an expert in everything. I certainly don't. For instance, cleanliness and organization. But we can try to get a little bit better all the time. What do I really don't want to do? I don't want to have a job where I pull a lever all day, every day, the same thing, the same kind of activities that cause boredom and repetitive stress injury. Just the very thought that doing an action at work as your job is so repetitive that it gives you stress or causes you injury, that sounds terrible to me. I'm a teacher. I don't make a lot of money. That's okay. I'm not really built for money and riches. I like to give things away. When I have something, I like to share it with other people. If I buy more, I like to give it. If I hear somebody needs money, I want to help. Don't write a comment about that below. I won't be able to help you. But even with my freelance business, prior to doing work with the former intelligence agents or working with the Department of Defense or building AI work, like prior to moving that stuff along, I wanted to work with small businesses and help them get their businesses off the ground. And when I tell them that their website is going to cost $900, they blanch and they get all white in the face and they're totally scared because their business only makes a couple of $1,000s a year. And so helping them get a website might represent months worth of their profits. Whereas if I tell someone who is rich or powerful, hey, your extended website is going to cost you $14,000 and it's going to allow you to do your work 3 times faster, they just sign on the line. Like, that much money is nothing to them. And it's really important that when we get into those ideas, like, no matter how rich you are, you're never going to be able to buy another minute worth of time ever. So if you can get the same result twice as fast, just for more money, that's great. People take that in a heartbeat. Are there some habits that I would like to begin? Yes, I would like to have a vegetarian dinner one day a week. I would like to go walking after I eat in order to keep my blood sugar down. I would like to think about having more vegetables when I'm eating protein. I would like to have time for my friends and my family especially. I would like to find a habit of not topping out at 260 pounds, but coming down to something at about 225 pounds. There are lots and lots of things that I would like to do. A lot of these things boil down to habits, and habits are hard to start. But one of the great things about humans is that while many animals work on instinct, humans are pattern makers, but it's even more important to note that we are pattern breakers as well. There's lots of animals that go on a circuit, they make a pattern, and that's where they hunt. Yeah, but humans can break a pattern and make a new one. And I really think that's a wonderful thing about us. All right, so we're coming to the end here. The thing about habits that we want to begin is, much like this habit, you just have to get started. Getting started is actually more than half the job done. So take that, think about that, put it in your pipe and smoke it. I want you to just try to see, if you're listening to this yourself, what is it that you need to become the best you? And what are some habits that you would like to start? And could you choose one of them and get started today? I think you could. All right. So again, this journey is something new for me. I'm redoing this because I didn't put the sound on last time like an idiot. So if you see this, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Tell me why. Give me anything you think will help me move forward. I'm going to break the URL for my document into 2 pieces because YouTube doesn't want me to have that as one really long URL. Sorry about that. I'll see if I can find a workaround. But thank you very much. Please have a great day, and I appreciate you. By all means, design your future.